In the quiet residential neighborhoods of Glasgow during the 1970s, a series of strange encounters began to unsettle the city, especially women walking alone after dark. These encounters centered around a mysterious figure who would later become known as the Gurning Man of Glasgow. No crimes were ever officially linked to his appearances, yet those who encountered him were left deeply disturbed. Despite repeated sightings across multiple districts, the man was never identified, and his true intentions remain unknown. Witnesses consistently described him as tall and extremely thin, dressed in tight black clothing that clung to his skeletal frame. But it wasn't his appearance alone that caused fear. The man was often seen twisting his face into exaggerated, unnatural expressions, what Scots refer to as gurning. These grotesque contortions, paired with his complete silence, gave each encounter an eerie, almost surreal quality. Some witnesses claimed he mimicked their movements or facial expressions without uttering a single word. Others reported him standing motionless beneath streetlights or near fences, staring with a distorted grin frozen across his face. He appeared suddenly, lingered just long enough to instill fear, and then vanished without explanation. Despite the disturbing nature of these encounters, the man never attempted to speak or make physical contact. There were no threats, no messages, only silence and an unsettling performance. Police initially took the report seriously, but as no one was harmed, official interest gradually faded. Still, the stories persisted, passed quietly through the community and eventually cemented as urban legend. Theories about the Gurning Man vary widely. Some believe he was an eccentric local. Others suggest an unidentified individual struggling with mental illness. And then there are those who believe something far stranger was at play, an entity, a ghost, or even a shared psychological phenomenon. Whatever the truth, the Gurning Man of Glasgow remains one of the city's most unsettling unsolved mysteries. The mystery of the UFO at the Queen's Jubilee. During the Queen's Jubilee celebration, an event filled with spectacle and national pride, a moment of unexplained mystery unfolded high above London. As the Red Arrows performed their iconic flypast, spectators were captivated by trails of red, white, and blue streaking across the sky. But some viewers noticed something else. A small, circular object appeared suddenly, cutting across the formation at incredible speed. The object was captured on footage broadcast by major networks, including Sky News and aviation channels such as Big Jet TV. It moved at a sharp perpendicular angle to the jets, fast, controlled, and gone almost as quickly as it appeared. Unlike birds, balloons, or drones, the object's acceleration and trajectory baffled viewers. Online discussions exploded, particularly on Reddit, where many argued that its movement defied conventional explanations. UFO researchers noted that orb-like objects are frequently reported near major public events. Silent, spherical, and capable of rapid directional changes, these orbs have been observed at air shows, sporting events, and even military exercises. Some speculate they act as observers, drawn to moments of heightened human activity. What makes this sighting particularly compelling is the sheer number of cameras and witnesses present. Captured from multiple angles during a live broadcast, the footage remains unexplained. With no official statement from authorities, the question lingers: what was watching from above? The mystery of King Charles's portrait. On May 14, 2024, the unveiling of King Charles's new official portrait sent shockwaves through both the art world and the public. Painted almost entirely in a deep, overwhelming red, the portrait broke sharply from royal tradition. Many described it as haunting, unsettling in a way that was difficult to articulate. But the mystery deepened when attention turned to an incident that occurred weeks earlier. On April 24, a white horse was seen galloping through London streets, its body streaked with what appeared to be red liquid. Eyewitnesses described the scene as surreal and deeply disturbing. After the portrait's release, online users began manipulating the image, mirroring it, filtering it, enhancing it. One discovery went viral. When the image was mirrored symmetrically, a horned, shadow-like figure appeared to emerge from the background, complete with dark eyes and a distorted mouth. The reactions ranged from fascination to fear. Some dismissed it as pareidolia. Others believed the figure was too precise to be accidental. Theories ranged from symbolic representations of monarchy and power to darker, more supernatural interpretations. The artist, Jonathan Yeo, offered no immediate explanation, allowing speculation to spiral. Whether intentional or coincidental, the portrait transformed into something far more than art. It became a puzzle, a viral mystery, and a mirror reflecting humanity's obsession with hidden meaning. The case of the washing-up feet. Along the coast of British Columbia, a disturbing pattern has haunted investigators for years. Since 2007, 14 human feet, each still inside a shoe, have washed ashore. The most recent discovery, found on Gabriola Island, reignited public concern. As in previous cases, the foot was encased in a modern shoe, a detail that has both puzzled and informed investigators. Authorities believe buoyant footwear protects the foot while the rest of the body decomposes at sea. In some cases, DNA testing has identified missing individuals, offering closure to families. In others, the origins remain unknown. No signs of foul play have been detected, yet the concentration of these discoveries in one region raises troubling questions. Natural disasters, boating accidents, and drownings are all considered possible explanations. Still, the phenomenon remains unsettling, and investigators continue to search for answers as more feet may yet surface. The ghost blimp. In 1942, during World War II, a U.S. Navy blimp known as L-8 took off on a routine patrol mission off the coast of California. Hours later, it returned, engines running, equipment intact, but its crew was gone. Lieutenant Ernest Cody and Ensign Charles Adams had vanished without a trace. The blimp drifted silently over residential areas before crashing gently into a suburban street. Inside, investigators found no signs of struggle. Parachutes were untouched. Radios intact. The door was open, but nothing explained why, or how, the men disappeared. Despite extensive searches, no remains were ever recovered. Official explanations failed to satisfy many, and the incident became known as the ghost blimp, one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries in U.S. military history. The Bigfoot hiking alone near Wonder Mountain in Washington state, he noticed a dark figure standing upright ahead of him. AUI initially thought it was a black bear, but something was wrong. According to Mark, the creature was female, humanoid, and walking on two legs. Clinging to her back was what appeared to be a small juvenile, its fur matted, its form unmistakably primate-like. Though skeptics argue bears are often mistaken for Bigfoot, Mark insists this encounter was different. He claims to have taken a photograph, one that continues to fuel debate among believers and skeptics alike. If true, it would be one of the most compelling pieces of Bigfoot evidence ever recorded. The female Bigfoot encounter. The man later said he could hardly believe what he was witnessing. Acting on instinct, he raised his camera and snapped a photograph, but the image came out blurred. According to him, the female Bigfoot was already in motion when the photo was taken. Just as suddenly as the encounter began, it ended. He watched as the female Bigfoot and her young slipped back into the wilderness, vanishing almost effortlessly into the forest. What shocked him most was how perfectly concealed they were. He admitted that had they not moved, he would have walked past without ever knowing they were there. Researchers point out that dense forest environments provide ideal natural camouflage. Thick undergrowth, tangled foliage, and rugged terrain make it incredibly difficult to detect large creatures, even from just a few meters away. In controlled experiments, participants dressed in Bigfoot-like suits were asked to stand motionless in wooded areas. Observers often failed to spot them entirely, even when they were close. The man stated that the photographs were taken in 2016, and despite their imperfections, certain details were still visible. As with many such encounters, the images ignited intense debate among researchers, believers, and skeptics. Some experts insisted the figure could not be mistaken for a bear. For believers, the photograph represented a rare breakthrough, possible evidence that Bigfoot may still roam remote wilderness regions. Skeptics, however, remain unconvinced, citing the lack of independent verification and the long history of hoaxes and misidentifications surrounding Bigfoot sightings. Encounters with female Bigfoot. Claims of female Bigfoot sightings are not new. Hikers who report such encounters often describe them as both awe-inspiring and deeply unsettling. Witnesses describe large bipedal creatures with dark, matted fur, humanoid features, and distinctly feminine characteristics, an image that lingers long after the encounter ends. Female Bigfoot are often described as standing between 6 and 8 feet tall, with powerful, muscular builds comparable to males. Their thick, unkempt fur blends seamlessly into the environment, making them nearly invisible when still. Behaviorally, these creatures are said to exhibit cautious intelligence. Some witnesses report being watched silently from a distance. Others claim to have seen them foraging, interacting socially, or caring for young offspring. These maternal behaviors, if genuine, raise profound questions about Bigfoot's biology, social structure, and family dynamics. Despite the emotional weight of these accounts, critics argue that without clear physical evidence, such as verified remains or unambiguous footage, such encounters must be approached with skepticism. Yet for those who claim first-hand experiences, the encounters are often described as life-changing, leaving behind a lasting sense of wonder and unease. What happens after death? Recently, a retired Army veteran shared a chilling account of what he believes happens after death. He claimed that in the moments following physical death, consciousness separates from the body. You may see yourself standing beside it, surrounded by loved ones, medics, or strangers. Then a voice appears, sometimes spoken, sometimes heard telepathically. A tunnel of light opens. According to him, at that moment you are given a choice. You may enter the tunnel, where you reunite with others who have passed on, only to be drawn into a cycle of reincarnation. Or you may turn away from the light. When you do, the universe reveals itself in its entirety. If you choose the universe and declare your desire to return home, he claimed you will return to the dimension from which you originally came, reuniting with your higher self. I've never shared this before, he said. The mystery of consciousness. Consciousness, the essence of awareness, has puzzled humanity for centuries. It is the inner experience of being alive. The silent voice behind every thought, emotion, and perception. Yet despite advances in neuroscience, consciousness remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries. Scientists understand that brain activity correlates with conscious experience, but how physical processes give rise to subjective awareness remains unexplained. This dilemma is known as the hard problem of consciousness. Even more perplexing is how consciousness feels unified. Despite countless neural processes occurring simultaneously, our experience feels seamless, whole. This phenomenon, known as the binding problem, continues to challenge scientific understanding. Consciousness is deeply personal. It cannot be directly observed or measured. It possesses qualities like intentionality and self-awareness, traits that resist purely physical explanations. While theories exist, none fully account for its true nature. Harvard's discovery. In recent years, Harvard researchers suggested they may have identified a neural network responsible for consciousness. The study highlighted 3 interconnected brain regions, 1 linked to arousal and 2 linked to awareness. By comparing brain scans of conscious and unconscious patients, researchers found consistent disruptions in this network among those who had lost awareness. While not a final answer, the discovery represents a major step forward. Understanding consciousness could redefine medicine, artificial intelligence, and our understanding of what it means to be human. The UFO near the International Space Station. In 2015, the International Space Station captured footage of a large triangular object approaching Earth's orbit. The object maneuvered with precision, then the live feed abruptly cut. UFO researchers noted this was not unusual. According to them, feeds frequently go dark when unidentified objects appear. NASA never issued an explanation. Believers argue the object resembles a well-known triangular craft frequently reported worldwide. Skeptics suggest space debris or camera anomalies. But the clarity of the footage continues to fuel speculation. Nikola Tesla's forbidden knowledge. Nikola Tesla remains one of history's most enigmatic minds. Beyond his revolutionary inventions, rumors persist of secret technologies, including a weapon known as the death ray. Declassified FBI documents suggest Tesla worked on a particle beam capable of disabling aircraft from hundreds of miles away. After his death, concerns arose that foreign powers were attempting to acquire his research. Tesla also believed in resonance, the idea that every object has a frequency that, when matched, can cause destruction. Some believe his oscillating machine nearly collapsed a building during testing. Whether myth or suppressed science, Tesla's legacy continues to haunt modern technology. The Sakhalin Island seawolf. In 2006, Russian soldiers discovered a bizarre creature washed ashore on Sakhalin Island. The remains defied classification, part canine, part fish with silver fur and elongated limbs. Military helicopters reportedly removed the specimen. No explanation followed. Some believe it was a globster, a mysterious organic mass washed ashore from the deep sea. Others believe it was something far rarer. Trunco, the sea giant. In 1924, witnesses in South Africa reported a massive white-furred creature battling killer whales. Dubbed Trunco, it was described as having an elephant-like trunk and immense strength. Despite multiple sightings, no scientific investigation was ever completed. To this day, Trunco remains one of cryptozoology's most enduring mysteries. Mars and the Ammonite. Finally, a photograph taken by NASA's Curiosity rover revealed what appears to be a fossil resembling an ammonite, an ancient marine organism. If genuine, it would suggest Mars once supported complex life. NASA has offered no definitive explanation. The image has fueled speculation that Mars may once have supported liquid water, and possibly conditions suitable for life. However, whether the object in the photograph is an actual fossil remains heavily debated. While some point to its resemblance to ammonites found on Earth and the theory of ancient Martian oceans, others argue for more conventional explanations. It may simply be a naturally formed rock, shaped into a spiral by erosion, wind, or long-term geological processes. Another possibility is that it is a concretion, a mineral formation created as sediments harden around a central nucleus. Even so, the discovery highlights the importance of continued exploration of Mars. Over the past decade, robotic rovers and orbiters have uncovered evidence of ancient rivers, lake beds, and hydrothermal systems, suggesting the planet was once warmer and wetter than it is today. These findings strengthen the idea that Mars may once have been capable of supporting life. Beyond Mars itself, such discoveries carry broader implications for astrobiology and humanity's search for life beyond Earth. By studying planetary geology and chemistry, scientists hope to better understand how life arises, and whether it exists elsewhere in the universe. On May 22, 2021, Mount Nyiragongo erupted in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Lava poured through fissures on the volcano's southern flank, devastating nearby towns. By May 26, at least 31 people had lost their lives, and over 230,000 residents were forced to evacuate. It was the volcano's first major eruption since 2002, an event that had previously killed hundreds and displaced over 120,000 people. Strangely, just moments before the eruption, a photograph surfaced online showing a vivid green laser beam piercing directly into the volcano. The individual who captured the image claimed he had traveled to the region out of fascination with Nyiragongo, one of the few volcanoes on Earth with a permanently active lava lake. After a grueling journey through dense jungle and harsh terrain, he and his team reached the crater. As he prepared to photograph the molten lake, he noticed something unsettling: a brilliant emerald laser descending into the heart of the volcano from an unknown source. As the beam illuminated the crater, the ground beneath them began to tremble. The lava lake roared violently. Guides immediately recognized the warning signs and urged evacuation. Within hours, Nyiragongo erupted. Days later, reviewing the surviving images, the photographer and others were left with more questions than answers. No clear explanation has ever been provided for the laser's origin. Some speculated it was a natural optical phenomenon caused by intense heat and pressure. Others suggested it may have originated from aircraft or experimental technology. None of the theories could be confirmed. Volcanoes around the world have long been associated with strange lights and unexplained aerial phenomena. Witnesses, from civilians to trained professionals, have reported glowing orbs, hovering lights, and even humanoid silhouettes near active craters. During the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens, park rangers and helicopter pilots reported luminous objects moving through ash clouds in ways that defied physics. Investigations followed, but no definitive conclusions were reached. Scientists have proposed several explanations, including electromagnetic disturbances generated by volcanic activity. Eruptions release massive amounts of charged particles that may interact with Earth's magnetic field, producing glowing anomalies. Others point to volcanic lightning, an established phenomenon, though some sightings involve controlled movement inconsistent with natural lightning. Still, alternative theories persist, ranging from unknown geophysical reactions to something far more speculative. In recent years, another mystery emerged, this time above Mexico. Weather radar systems detected a massive, stationary circular object high in the atmosphere. The anomaly appeared clearly defined, with a solid radar signature unlike any known meteorological formation. Measuring over 100 meters in diameter, it was too large to be a balloon and too stable to be explained by atmospheric interference. Speculation exploded online. Some suggested classified military technology. Others proposed advanced surveillance systems. UFO researchers pointed to its disc-like shape and stationary position as possible evidence of an extraterrestrial craft. Despite widespread attention, no official explanation was given. Mexico is no stranger to UFO encounters. In March 2004, Mexican Air Force pilots recorded 11 unidentified objects during an anti-drug surveillance mission. Only 3 were visible on radar, yet infrared systems confirmed their presence. The objects surrounded the aircraft, maintaining formation and distance before vanishing simultaneously. The incident was formally investigated by Mexico's Department of Defense, and the pilots were permitted to publicly recount their experience. No explanation was ever offered. Taken together, these cases form a pattern that continues to defy easy answers. Whether rooted in natural forces, advanced technology, or something beyond our current understanding, these phenomena challenge how we interpret the world around us. And for now, the questions remain unanswered.